Am I the asshole for leaving Thanksgiving? Last Thanksgiving, things exploded. My cousin Laura's kids started a screaming match with my brother's kids over whose turn it was to play Mario Kart. It was chaos. Plates were shattered, glasses spilled, and somehow, my mom's antique turkey platter ended up in 3 pieces on the floor. That was bad enough, but what came next was worse. Laura blamed my brother's parenting, loudly. My brother fired back with some choice words about Laura's so-called perfect life. By the time dessert rolled around, half the family was crying, the other half was yelling, and I was sitting there wishing I'd stayed home. I thought this year might be different. People promised to keep it civil. No drama this time, they all said. But when I walked into my parents' house today, I felt the same tension in the air. The polite smiles were too stiff, the laughter too forced. And then Laura arrived, carrying her famous pecan pie, and her grudge. It started with a pointed comment about my brother's late arrival. "Oh, I guess some of us don't value family time," she said, setting her pie on the table with a little too much force. My brother ignored her, at first. But when Laura's kids started bragging about their superior Mario Kart skills, he couldn't help himself. "Maybe your kids should spend less time playing video games and more time learning some manners," he muttered. And just like that, the storm clouds gathered. Voices rose, accusations flew, and I stood in the middle of it, piecing together the fragments of last year's disaster. That's when I made my decision. Without a word, I grabbed my coat and slipped out the door. I drove to the nearest diner, ordered a slice of pumpkin pie, and sat in silence, watching the snow fall through the window. It was peaceful, the kind of Thanksgiving I'd always wanted. So, am I the asshole for leaving? Maybe. But sometimes, walking away is the only way to keep your sanity, and your appetite.